All right, thanks for joining Barre today. Our theme today is ins and outs. So we'll be working on internal rotation, external rotation, narrow, wide, just kind of trying to shake up the width that we're working in. But we're going to start with setting our posture with our feet right under our hips. Lift up those legs in the hip sockets. Lift the rib cage up off the waist. Roll the shoulder blades down the back. Open the chest. Lift the chin, level the head, back of the head over the back of the spine. Inhale, arms up. And exhale down. Inhale up, let your rib cage expand, belly expand. Exhale, use your diaphragm to push all that air up and out of your lungs. One more time. Engaging that core on the exhale, really feel those abs tighten and engage. We'll work on keeping this posture throughout the class, staying tall, staying lifted. Let's start our warm-up with a first position to a second position. So part of our ins and outs. So getting into our first position, let's put those right toes on the floor, open that knee, feel the rotation go all the way up the hip, left toes, open the knee. Nice, feel set here. We're here in our first position. We're gonna step out to second, come to our first, second. So just coming into that second position, plie, nice and tall, good rotation. So when we're in this plie, head and shoulders are coming straight up to the sky. Try not to push those glutes behind you, but staying nice and tall. 4, 3, so you can stay with this, 2, 1, or you can turn it into a jump. Always start and end with a plie. Plie first, second, first, second. Nice. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Nice. Coming back into our second position, we're going to rotate from a second position plie to a lunge. So feet are wide, feet are open, coming down into this plie, rotate to a lunge, back to your plie, rotate to the lunge. So we're staying down here, knees stay bent, heavy work happening in these quads, in these inner thighs. Twist, center, twist, and center. Nice. Strong core, head and shoulders straight up to the sky, twist and center. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold this second position, hold it here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise up. All right, last warm-up move. We're going to come into a step touch to a glissade. So a glissade is a jump. We're going to start with this step, touch, step, touch, step, touch, step, touch. So trying to bring that hand down to the floor if you can. Step, touch. So you can stay with this step touch, or you can turn this into a glissade, a side to side jump, glissade, touch, glissade, touch, jump, jump. Trying to get that good lateral distance there. Jump. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And coming back to center floor, pick up those weights. Time for our arm series. We're going to start with feet parallel, feet under hips, lifting up tall again like we did in our warm-up. Arms up in a cactus position, 90 degrees, nice open chest here. Arnold press, shoulder press. Arnold press, shoulder press. Nice. In and up. In and up. When you come to that shoulder press, make sure you're opening the elbows all the way to have that nice open chest. That puts the work right into your delts instead of nebulously into your chest if you're recruiting those muscles to help you. In and up. In and up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We're not going to be done. 2, 1. Stay with this Arnold press for 8, 7. Nice big movement, fully open. 4, 3, 2, 1. Overhead press for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms down. Nice warm up for those shoulders. Coming into a bent over row. Feet are parallel again. Strong core. Lift up that spine. Hinge from the hips. Still a lot of strength here. Top of the head reaching forward, not dropping the head. Roll the shoulders back. Palms face the body. Lift the elbows up and behind. Leading with those elbows. Trying to get them up above your back. Squeezing the shoulder blades together at the top of this movement so that you're getting some nice back work happening. Squeeze and down, squeeze and down. Check in with your core. Make sure that it is engaged, that it's pushing up from below to protect that lower back. We don't want any sway back happening with the spine. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we pulse, pulse, pulse. Big squeeze in those shoulder blades. Pulse. We're 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Palms down. This time palms are facing out. Elbows run along the rib cage. Squeeze and lift. So again, getting those elbows way above the back if you can. Still a nice squeeze in between the shoulder blades. Lifting up high for 8, 7, 6, 5. Make sure you haven't dropped your head. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse it up for 8, 7, 6. Just squeezing those shoulder blades together. No other movement. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand it up. Shake it out. Roll those shoulders behind. Open up the palms to the front of the room. Reset your stance. We're coming into some bicep ovals. So your elbows are glued to your waist, and we are rotating those weights in a big oval to work our biceps. Core engaged, tall and lifted. Nice. Good alignment. You can kind of move side to side to make sure that you've got your weight evenly distributed between both feet. For 4, 3, 2, 1, other direction. So changing the direction of that oval. Nice. Big ovals here. Elbows glued. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms in front, little circle, out, 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 just a little circle, circle, circle. Nice 90-degree angle with those arms. Weights are about parallel with your waist. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch directions. Circle, circle, circle. Just a little movement, constantly making your muscles reshuffle to get everything balanced and in order. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms down. Let's come into our tricep pulses. Back in that skier position, feet parallel. Lift up before you bend over. Roll the shoulders back. Lift those arms up above the booty if you can. And lift, 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 lift. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We're not going to be done. 2, 1. Now little circle out. Circle, circle, circle. Keeping the chest open. Shoulders back and down. Shoulder blades drawn together. Little circles for 8, 7, 6, 5. We're just going to change directions. 2, 1. Change direction on that circle. Circle, circle, circle. Hopefully you're feeling this. Circle, circle, circle. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand it up. Nice. All right, coming into our first position. So feel that rotation coming all the way up to the hips, all the way around the body. Lift up tall, zip up those inner thighs. We're going to come into a port de bras, which just means carriage of the arms. So nice soft elbow throughout this movement. Out, in, up, center, open, and down. Out, in, up, center, and down. So you've got your shoulder blades down the back throughout this movement. Shoulders are away from the ears. Up, center, up. Nice. Just enjoy this graceful movement. Try to ignore those pesky weights in your hands. Engaging the core. Feel those inner thighs zipped up. Out, in, up, in, open, and down. 2 more like this. In, open. Last one like this. Come back to center. We're just going to do the top half. In, up, center, open. In, up. There we go. Nice. soft elbow, but elbows lifted. Don't drop those elbows to the floor. Keep them nice and lifted. 4, 3, 2, last one, in, up, all the way down. Nice job. Set those weights aside. Time to come to the bar. Grab your chair, or you can go to your wall or your banister, or whatever you're using for a support. We're going to start with one hand on the bar. In our first position, we're going to be doing battement front and side. So a battement is a sweeping kick with a straight leg. Really strong planting of this foot that's next to the bar. Other arm out, keeping this rotation in the hip. Sweep front, sweep side. Sweep front, sweep side. Sweep, sweep. So feel that foot brush along the floor, nice and lifted through that standing leg, not letting the hip poke out over toward the chair. You should feel your core working, especially the oblique on that side battement. Side, front, side, for 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch. Other side. One hand, reset your first position, reset your arm, strong standing leg, sweep front and side. Sweep front and side. Nice job. Lifted through that standing hip. Feel the rotation in those hips, keeping that leg rotated in the hip socket. Sweep with the toes, sweep with the heel. Toes and heel. Toes and heel. Nice. Front and side for 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. We're going to face our bar. If you have your paper plates or gliders or a pair of socks, if you're on a hard surface, or a towel or just anything that will slide, grab that now. We're going to be doing a standing clamshell. So we just need a little bit of movement under those feet. You don't necessarily need anything, but it's a little bit better for your joints if you do. So feet are close together. Lift up on those toes. Stay tall. Knees in front. Starting by squeezing those thighs nice and tall here, open into this clamshell. So it's just a tiny movement of the feet on the floor. Tiny movement, but just enough that you do want just a tiny little bit of ability for those toes to glide on the floor. So everything else perfectly steady, not going up and down, not leaning toward your chair, open, nice. So feel that opening coming all the way from the piriformis, from the side of the glute, from the gluteus medius. It's not just happening in the inner thigh, it's happening all the way up the leg. For 8, 7, 6, 5, keeping those heels lifted. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay open, pulse, 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 pulse. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise up, Let it go. Nice. I hope you're getting that shake there at the end. I certainly was. Coming into our chair squat series. So this is better if you have a fixed bar or something else you can hold on to that's not going to move. Not as good with the chair, but we work with what we have. Feet together and parallel, thighs squeezed together. Start by lifting the top of the head tall to the ceiling and push those glutes behind. Lift it up. Push behind. Lift it up. Nice. Push and lift. So here we're trying to keep the knees behind the toes throughout this movement. Sitting back into a chair, it's the name chair squats. Push and rise, push and rise for 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here and we pulse, 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 pulse. You can lift your arms if you'd like for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise up, shake it out a little. Second set is going to be in releve. Walk those feet back together. Lift up onto your toes. This is always optional. You can always stay feet on the floor. Again, keeping those knees way back. Push the glutes behind. Rise up. Push behind. Rise up. Push and lift. Keep the heels lifted high as the glutes go down. And up. Lift. Up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Instead of a pulse here, we're going to stay here and we're going to shimmy these hips. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. So tighten that oblique, tighten, 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 shimmy, 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 shimmy. Glutes are still way behind you for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise it up, shake it out. Coming to center floor, we're going to grab a glider for our curtsy lunges. You can do it without the glider, just stepping your foot, but the work will be slightly different. So we've got the glider under one foot, arms out in second. Come into your first position, tendu, that glider foot out, cross it behind in a curtsy, open up. So in this curtsy, hips stay square. Don't let that hip of the gliding leg come toward the back. Squeeze those inner thighs together, sitting back on that supporting back thigh. So booty is going back. Head and shoulders stay lifted. Nice cross behind. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here. We pulse, 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 pulse for 4, 3, 2, 1. If you can, both arms up, lift that front heel, balance here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switching feet. Glider under the other foot. Reset that first position, reset those arms, tendu foot out, cross behind curtsy and open. Curtsy and open, sitting the glutes back, putting the weight on that back supporting thigh. Nice square hips and shoulders. Head and shoulders lifted. Cross behind. Nice. Feel that inner thigh work happening. Four, three, two, one. Stay down here. Pulse, pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms up. Lift that front heel if you can for the balance. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back to our first glider to the side. Actually, no, keep that glider. We are coming into our arabesque on a glider. So foot next to the bar is on the glider. That's going to be your standing foot. One hand on the bar, first position. Lift up that arm, sweep that leg to the front like we did with our battement. Keeping this leg here, turn toward the bar to a back arabesque. Coming to the front and to the back. So just rotating that leg through the hip socket, keeping it at the same height. It doesn't matter what that height is. You can even leave your toe on the floor, especially if you're having a hard time kind of grasping the unintuitiveness of leaving your leg where it is. Front and back, front and back for 4, 3, core engaged, head and shoulders straight up, 2, 1, to the back, come back to the front, keep that leg up, circle the leg, front, back, front for 4, 3, keep that height, same height, 2, 1, and switch. Glider under other foot, other hand on the bar. Starting in your first position, sweep that front leg forward, turning toward the bar, rear arabesque, front, rear, and front. Nice. Back, front, back. Whoa, I'll return myself there. Front. Core engaged. Back and front for 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to the front, get ready to sweep that leg. Rond de jambe en l'air, technically. Sweep for 4, 3. Really working to keep those hips square and parallel. 2, 1, and hands down. Last move at the bar. We're coming back to the first side. So we're in our first position. Arm, outside arm is up. We're going to crunch the knee to the elbow, and then reach the arm, reach the leg behind in a plie. Crunch, plie. Crunch, plie. So getting this tightness and then a stretch. Tightness and stretch. Tight and stretch. 4, 3, 2, 1, and other side. Super, super last bar move. Knee to elbow, plie behind. Tuck and stretch. Tuck and stretch. Tuck, stretch, tuck, stretch. 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Put your bar to the side, grab your mat. Time to come to our core series. If you have your gliders, grab them for our first move. We're coming into a plank with a leg sweep. So hold up your mat, place your gliders behind it. That way they have some place to glide to. We're going to be on our elbows for this plank. You can be on knees and just sweep one leg and then sweep the other, or you can be up on your toes on those gliders, sweep and sweep. Nice. Trying to keep the hips parallel to the floor. So only sweep as far as you can without opening that hip up to the sky. Sweep, sweep, sweep. Nice. Big arc here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit up, put those gliders to the side. We're going to come into that plank for a hold just for 8. Get ready. Choose knees or toes for 8, 7, 6, lifting up between the shoulder blades. 4, 3, 2, 1. And you can push back into a child's pose if you'd like. Get a little stretch in the lower back. Coming onto our side, we are going to do some inner thigh lifts. So you can have your arm extended for a pillow, or you can prop your head up. Top hand can be on the mat for stability, or on your hips for a little bit of challenge. Plant that front foot flat on the mat, flex the bottom leg, lift, lift, lift. So these hips should be stacked. If you have your hand here, use it to try to keep that front hip from falling to the back. Lift, lift. Heel is in line with the glute, is in line with the shoulder. So don't let that leg creep toward the front of the body. That's just a little bit of different work. Takes the work out of the glutes. Lift, lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs extended, palm on the mat. Try to lift both legs at once. Lift and lower, lift and lower. Really consciously tighten the obliques. Feel the lower back engage. Have this work come from your core, not just from your legs. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift them up, hold here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. Start by planting that top foot. Get your hips positioned, flex the bottom foot, lift and hover, lift and hover. Nice. Getting that work going in the inner thigh. Making sure the heel is back in line with the glute instead of creeping toward the front of the body. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both legs extended. Plant that top hand. Squeeze the legs together. Lift, 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 lift. Engaging that core. Lift, lift, lift. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay lifted. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, rolling onto our back. We're going to come into a Pilates double leg stretch. So you can start with a little bit of a restful, restorative version, feet flat on the mat. Lift the head and shoulders up. Drop the feet back down, drop the head and shoulders. Squeeze and down. Squeeze and down. Now, if you feel like you're getting everything you need here, which you can, so start by pressing that belly down. That's what lifts the legs up. If not, you can extend the legs, squeeze, arms behind, squeeze, hovering the legs, squeeze, reach, and squeeze. Nice. Pressing that belly button down to the spine to start the movement of the legs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold this pose for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs down, head down. Pencil stretch, reach those arms behind, point those toes, reach the legs. Big stretch. Coming to sit all the way up, all the way over onto hands and knees. We're going to come into a fire hydrant. A weight is optional here. So if you'd like, and your weights are still handy, you can tuck one behind your knee. Totally optional. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Lift that knee up, keeping the hips square to the mat. So not letting that hip lift up. Feel the oppositional pressure of pushing that hip down while simultaneously lifting up the knee. Again, working on our hip rotation, working the outside of those glutes. 4, 3, 2, 1, hold here and pulse, pulse, pulse. 8, 7, 6, strong core. 5, belly should be engaged really hard. 3, 2, 1. Switching sides, switch that weight if you have it. Reset, hands under shoulders. Feel how square shoulders and hips are to the floor. Now lift and lift. Lift and lift. Your core, these abs should tighten automatically. When you lift up that leg, feel your belly button lifting up towards your spine. Maintaining that spinal alignment. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pulse, pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Weight back to the side. Coming into a full sit-up. We're going to lay on our back, feet together in a butterfly. If you can, that's optional. Well, why don't we start with legs extended first to kind of get a feel of it. Arms up, open the chest. Make sure your shoulders aren't lifted off the mat. Just nice and even here. Press the belly button down and use that to roll yourself up. Roll back through the spine. Lift, tall straight spine, head up to the sky. Roll back down. Lift and roll back down. So you can stay here or you can bring those feet into the butterfly. Definitely adds an element of difficulty. Really makes you put the work into those lower abs. Lift and down. Lift, straighten that spine, and now articulate back down through those vertebrae. Lift, sit it down. Lift, roll it down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll it down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms out, palms down. Head and shoulders stay on the mat. Lift those legs, hover them down. Lift and hover, doing the lower half of this crunch. Lift and hover for 8. Last core move here, 7. Push that belly button down, 6. Push, 5. Initiate that movement from the belly button. 3, 2, 1, and done. Bend your knees, both one direction, bringing them down toward the mat. Look over the opposite arm, getting a good stretch here along the front of the leg and that hip flexor. Switch your knees over to the other side. Gaze the other direction. Arms extending, getting a little bit of a passive stretch through the shoulders and chest. Coming up into a seated V. Open up those legs. Lift up one arm, reaching up and over to the other side. Both glutes stay on the ground, keeping that shoulder open. Gaze up toward the ceiling. Reach, reach. And now you can turn those shoulders toward the leg, aiming for knee to nose, both glutes on the mat. Rise it up, coming back to center, arms up, up and over to the other side. Shoulders open to the wall in front of you. Glutes down, big stretch on the inner thigh as well as on the lower back, especially in that sacroiliac joint. And rotate your torso toward your knee, reaching nose to knee. Rise it up, coming to standing. We'll do a standing IT band stretch. So cross one foot behind the other. Arm up of that leg that's behind, reaching up and over. Big stretch here. Nice. Other side. Up and over. Feel that stretch in the shoulder, in the back, chest, and all down the abs and the leg. Nice. Let's finish in our second position. Feet wide, toes turned out, 45-degree angle. Inhale up. Exhale, plie. Inhale up. Exhale. One more time. Heart rate slows, breathing slows. And gentlemen, take your bow. Ladies, take your curtsy. Thank you so much for joining Barre class today. I hope to see you again next week.